have no idea what is going on. How do I fit all of this in? That was honestly so scary. I don't know how people do this all the time. Hi. I'm Emily, and I'm trying to make some things happen for myself. I've been making content on the internet for 10 years while still working a 9-to-5 and mostly maintaining my sanity, though there have been some questionable moments. And folks, I do believe we are on the verge of making our dreams come true finally. So I'm taking you along with me because we need to document this journey for posterity. So here is a little glimpse of how I'm managing it all. These kitties have been missing us because we just got home from a 3-day music festival. This shit hits different when you are post 30. I feel like I used to have basically endless stamina for such an event. Honestly, going into yesterday, I was like, I don't know if I can do this anymore. I took today off of my 9-to-5 because I knew that I was going to need to recoup. And I might do a little bit of meal planning and make a grocery list so that I can focus on some other stuff today. This kind of wildly boring day is exactly what refuels me to keep me going through my 9-to-5, 5-to-9 balancing of content creation and my real job. I feel like you can kind of tell by the amount of cat hair that was on my shirt this day that I was feeling just a little bit haggard and burning the candle at both ends. So whenever that happens, I like to just take a step back, reset, allow myself to get a little bit of a corporate slop bowl. And I'm always pleasantly surprised at how much a single rot day can refill my cup. So this night we just watched a movie and went to bed early because the next day it was showtime. Hello, good morning. Almost afternoon. I've just been working all morning, getting back into the swing of my 9-to-5. I feel like if I take even one day off, when I come back, I'm like, I have no idea what is going on. So I had to reorient myself. I do think I'm going to take a short break and film a video really quick. I have some meetings this afternoon and then I'm going to get my nails done later. So I want to fit in filming a video. I'm going to make it one of my cat voiceover videos because people really seem to love those. And also they're honestly a little bit easier to make because then I don't have to come up with anything interesting to say in the voiceover. I went out of my way yesterday to get rhubarb at the store that always has like the good produce. So I think I'm gonna make a raspberry rhubarb crumble instead of strawberry rhubarb. And then I don't know if this is insane, but I think I'm just gonna eat that for breakfast. This is so unbelievable. Also, something that they don't tell you about making food content is that your eating schedule gets really weird. Like, it is 1:30 p.m. and I am eating this for what is essentially breakfast, but it just kind of comes with the territory, and honestly, I'm not mad at it. There's not that much sugar in here. I think it's okay. I already recorded the voiceover. Little man is the best for getting voiceovers because you just have to put him like on a blanket and he will immediately start rumbling. So I recorded that. I have it at the ready. I've already been editing while this was in the oven, and now I just have to put a couple finishing touches on the video, and then I can put her out into the world and hope that she is as well loved as all the other cat voiceover videos that I've been doing. Home from the salon. She did a bang up job as always. Little like strawberry lemonade sort of vibe. I think that I honestly need to make like a strawberry lemonade video to go with my strawberry lemonade nails. Now I feel like I don't have a ton of time to do anything else but make dinner, but I think I'm going to make like a beef and broccoli kind of situation, but with ground beef. I don't know if it's still beef and broccoli if you make it with ground beef. I mean, it is beef. Kyle was kind enough to do a whole bunch of chores while I was gone. So everybody say thank you, Kyle. Now we can just enjoy our dinner. Morning. It is Thursday and I feel like it is Tuesday. I have a sneaking suspicion that this day is not going to be nearly as productive as I wanted it to be. I'm supposed to meet with my best friend later. We're gonna go for a walk and get a little after work drink. And honestly, that sounds incredible. Like I would rather be doing that, but I also really need to organize my jar cabinet. And I also just feel like I need to always be fitting in making content in any gaps in my day, which is just like not super sustainable when I have all these other things to do. I don't know how I was doing it when I was also planning a wedding a couple of weeks ago, like I had absolutely no free time. So I guess now like the beauty of this is that like I do have time to go hang out with my best friend, but I'm just like, how in the world do I fit all of this in? I truly do not know. Every week I hand off projects to our designer, and then a couple of days later we have a meeting where we go over them and I have to read all of them out loud to like edit them in real time and catch any errors, and I get stage fright every single time. It's so funny to me that I can post on the internet to literally thousands of people and it doesn't matter, but the second that I have to read things out loud in front of 2 people, like, so I have to put on some makeup, lest they know what my real face looks like. Can you tell that I'm feeling a little bit frazzled this morning? It's true, I am, but we can get it all done. We got it all done a couple weeks ago when we had more on our plate. So it's all about just balancing it. Every single week, I end up feeling a little bit silly after this meeting because I spent the entire day working myself up into low-key kind of a tizzy, and then it always ends up being fine. I am very fortunate to have a 9-to-5 that I actually enjoy, with coworkers who are nice to me and who I like working with. And while I do, of course, dream of someday striking out on my own, honestly, having peace and contentment in that area of my life has made this whole process so much easier.
What cunty? Wait. Okay. Oh, my hunchback. Not my hunchback. Oh, that's really cute. Cute.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. It is Friday, mercifully. Last night was honestly just a healing experience. There is truly nothing that a yap on a patio with my friends cannot solve for me. And then I came home last night to Kyle having done a full audit of all of our jars. And if you are also a compulsive hoarder of jars, you will understand how necessary this is. I didn't take a before, so this makes the after much less impressive. But here's the cabinet I am referring to. This was the least functional cabinet in the house, and I feel like this kind of still looks crazy. But previously we used to have this thing. This is like spice storage. The drawers like pull out like this so you can see what's in there. That used to be down here with all of these extra spices just like set on top of it, which was a nightmare. They would always fall down. They would fall like down in the cat's water fountain. It was a mess. This was just full of a nightmare of jars that like did not have lids to match. The lids were all scattered to the wind, and then the blenders were just like thrown haphazardly in. And then this is all of the jars that remain. I feel like it really doesn't look like that many, but how many jars does one actually need? I have a feeling that this summer is going to be full of tasks like that, and I am not mad about it. There are so many corners of this house that just do not function, and when you add all of those things up on top of each other, they make your life so much harder than it has to be. So I am trying to optimize this house. I have much more work to do today, which is honestly very uninteresting, but I'm going to try to crank through it, and then I want to spend some time out on the front porch reading a book this evening, perhaps with a beverage. Imagine being able to do that. That is the vision that I have in my mind for later this evening. Meat haul! We get a monthly subscription box from a butcher shop in Eastern Market, Detroit, and I love coming here every month. I never know what's gonna be inside, so let's do a little meat unboxing, shall we? They almost always give us ground beef. They also almost always give us bacon, but there's no bacon in there this time. Their ground beef, however, is to die for. Sublime, the best ground beef I've ever had. Beer brats, smoked beer brats. Very excited to throw these on the grill. Skirt steak, perhaps I will make some tacos with this. Little container of beef broth. Ham steak, this is fascinating. I have never seen any kind of ham type product. I'm a little stumped. I'm not sure what to do with this. ham for summer. Oh, I'm actually so excited that they gave me more of these. These are copa steaks, and they are pork steaks. Last time I braised them in some soy sauce and ginger and all that stuff, and I made some ramen, and it was so good. I may just have to do that again. I honestly may have to just cook the beer brats today. I am so excited. I think that I'm gonna have to do a little run to the grocery store to get some things to make with this, because it is the most beautiful day outside, and I feel like we need to eat on the porch. I got my new couch set up. What better day? What better day to throw some brats on the Blackstone, am I right? Good morning. It's actually almost afternoon, and it is an Emily Eats Things workday for me. I got up this morning and I immediately filmed most of a video. I have to finish a little bit, but now we've taken a little break. We've stepped out and we have gotten some coffee and an almond croissant. We're hitting the farmer's market. That's why I'm over here. Then when we get home, we're gonna finish filming the video, and then I have some other things that I need to do. I wanna get my Substack back up and running. I have to brainstorm some recipe concepts for a partnership that I have coming up. And then I also wanna start writing the script for the first episode of the podcast, kind of talking head YouTube series that I am gonna start. So there is much to do, even though that was honestly so scary. I don't know how people do this all the time. I'm still getting used to filming in public, but as soon as somebody walks out and sees me, I'm like, cut the cameras. So we are heading to the farmer's market now. Hopefully there are good things in store. I am so excited. First trip of the year. It's a little bit early in Michigan for things to actually be growing, so I didn't get any fruits or vegetables, but there is a stand that I go to every single year to get vegetable starts for the garden. I got two kinds of eggplant. I don't know if I'm actually going to use these. I don't know. I'm trying to become an eggplant girl. I haven't really cooked with it a lot, but I got this Asian eggplant, and then I got one called Patio Baby, and I think that they're just like little tiny eggplants, which might be more my speed. I don't really like a big hulking eggplant. I just don't really know what to do with all that. So I got some beets. These are a variety called Detroit Dark Red. I actually also have some seeds, but last year I was not super successful in growing my beets from seeds. I got one more cucumber plant. I got some squash. This is a zucchini. And then this is scalloped patty pan squash. They're like little tiny white squashes. And then finally, as I was checking out, there was this little romaine lettuce sitting on the table, and the lady was like, well, I don't know where this goes and it needs to go home with someone, so she gave it to me for free, and that was lovely. There are still so many weeds in this garden. It is unbelievable, so I might just pop a squat here and pull some weeds before I get these in the ground. Done. I made like a mango yogurt bowl earlier in the week that honestly feels like a lifetime ago, but it was so good that I felt inspired to make a chia pudding version. I just feel better when I'm on my chia pudding grind, so I have 4 jars now prepped. Look how cute they are. I honestly gave up on weeding the garden because I was getting so hot and I was out there pulling weeds for like an hour and a half, and there is still a little bit more to do. We're gonna lock in on some Emily Eats Things work for the rest of the evening. And folks, that was pretty much it. I spent the rest of the evening editing and scripting, and if I may be meta, editing this very YouTube video. Trying to go full time has required an expansion of my skill set that is really testing the upper limits of my brain power, so trying to make time for things I enjoy, like getting out with friends and getting out in the garden, has been critical in maintaining my mental health. So while I started this week feeling a little frazzled and burnt out, I left it feeling a lot better than when it began. So we will leave this one here on a nice little note of gratitude, and I will see you next time. Thank you so much for watching. Okay, have a good day. Love you. Bye.